The radius of convergence of the power series summation running from 0 to infinity an z n square, where a not equal to 1, a n equal to 3 raised to the power minus n, a n minus 1 for n is natural number, is means which one option is radius of convergence for this power series when these two terms are given to us and recurrence formula is given to us, and we have to find the radius of convergence this series. As a naught is given to us, a naught equal to 1 and a n equal to 3 raised to the power minus n, a n minus 1, recurrence formula is given to us. So we find out radius of convergence r for this power series summation a n z n square. This is not in the standard form. It means summation a n x raised to the power n type. Here n is as given to n square. In place of n, it is given to us n square. We normally or frequently use two types of formulas, or you can say test. Ratio test r equal to limit when n tends to infinity un upon un plus 1. If this is, I can say un in place of, or you can understand better, this is ratio test and this is limit or 1 upon limit n tends to infinity un raised to the power 1 upon, and this formula is known as root test. When we check the convergence of the series, we use this to test frequently, and root test is more powerful than ratio test. Sometimes ratio test fail to predict the convergence of the power series or series, but root test implies the convergence by this method. So we can generally say that root test is more powerful than ratio test. Also, we use these to find out the radius of convergence, and sometimes the examiner or your instructor ask about the interval of convergence. Interval of convergence. So interval of convergence is more precise way to say about the series, because we can say about for which values of x or variable whatever we used x y z, for which values this series is converged, or for which values this series will diverge. Sometimes radius of convergence only tells about the inside point, but we can't say about the, or exactly we can't say about the exactly at the endpoints of, if because of this is this mentality is coming from the ratio test, because ratio test fail when limit is equal to 1. So we need to do further investigation about that value when limit is equal to 1. So we need to investigate further and we check when limit is 1 this series is converged or not. So 1 point is coming out from there. So interval of convergence is more powerful to say about the series. And which one method is more in practice? It comes from out the practice, in which question we have to apply ratio test, or which one when we apply to root test. As here you can understand, this series is not given in appropriate form. It means a n z raised to the power n type. It is n square given to us. So I'm going to use ratio test here, r equal to limit n tends to infinity. I'm taking mod bar because of I don't know about for which values of z these series terms are positive or negative. It may be alternating series. So we can apply ratio test only for positive terms. So I put mod bar here. So it will be un divided by un plus 1. and it is given to us r equal to r will be limit n tends to infinity if as un is given to us 3 raised to the power minus n or a n minus 1, or here you can put 3 because of this is reoccurrence formula. Reoccurrence formula somehow gives previous using by previous term. So when reoccurrence formula is given to us, then put only for larger one value n plus 1. So there is no need to use this one, but I already written here, so I'm going to use here. This one will be 3 raised to the power minus of n plus 1 an, and we have to again use an 3 raised to the power minus an an minus 1, then an minus 1 cancel out by an, and 3 raised to the power minus 1 also. So here left term is 1 upon 3 raised to the power n plus 1, 3 raised to the power within bracket n plus 1, and you can write it as limit n tends to infinity 3 raised to the power n plus 1. When n tends to infinity, then this term will go to also infinity, so r equal to infinity. R tends to infinity. It means radius of convergence r is infinity. It means because I use the term radius, because of the term radius, and radius never be negative. Radius never be negative, but x can take negative values also, because of if r is this one, then I can draw a circle of this type. Actually space is smaller. Suppose this is my radius, so I took only positive value, I can't consider negative values. It may, because of length, I use the word radius, and you know that the elements book of Euclid, radius is positive value. But interval of convergence will be minus infinity to infinity. It is interval of convergence, and radius is infinity. So which one option is perfect for this question? Say here option D is true.